Thank you for joining us on this ceasefire moment as I'm going through Genesis 2, just sharing some of my personal observations. Right off in verse 4, I noticed that it says that these are the generations of the heavens and of the earth in their being created. So what follows is supposed to be an outline of how the heavens and earth were created. And in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. So we're back up to like Genesis 1. This is sounding just like Genesis 1. If we go down here to verse 6, he said that there is not a man to serve the ground, and a mist goes up from the earth and has watered the whole face of the earth. And in Genesis 1:2, it said that the Spirit of God was fluttering on the face of the waters. So now we're Genesis 1, Genesis 2. But then it goes into God formed the man and breathes into his nostrils. So this is only the male, his nostrils, the man, a living creature. A breath of life, which in Genesis 1:30 we see that the man, the beast, the birds, and the creeping things all had the breath of life in them. If we go down to verse 8, we see that God plants a garden in Eden, so Eden had already been created now, at the east. But the Garden of Eden was planted after man was formed. And if we look up Eden, there's a lot of interesting things that has to do with Eden that you could look into yourself, but it's kind of interesting to see how it plays out throughout the rest of scriptures. So now he's created the Garden of Eden, and he sets the man. So he set them there. He wasn't created in the garden because he was created. Then the garden was created, and he took the man and sets there in the garden. And then we go down through and it describes all these places. Again, if you look into these places, some of them have some interesting histories. But we go down here where he says, and God lays charge on the man, saying, so this is only to the man. It's just the male human who's being talked to here. And we know the female isn't, because just after that, he starts talking about the creation of the female. And it says that he takes one of the male's ribs, and if you look up this word, it can be translated as like the whole side. So it could have been the whole half of the body that was taken, and then God closed up the flesh and turned it into a woman. Then you get here, and Adam says, or the man says, therefore a man leaves his father and his mother. Well, how would he know who his father and mother was? But then if we flash back to Genesis 2:7-8, it said God forms the man and then plants a garden, and he set the man in the garden. So maybe this is where a lot of people pick up that there were more people outside the garden. And in Genesis 2:15 it says he takes the man and causes him to rest in the garden to serve and keep the garden. So it's like he's taking him from someplace and setting him in someplace. So I guess it's possible that when he created them, male and female was created as a whole. And he could have took this man and put him in the garden and then created a female for him, a wife for him. I'm not saying that's all fact. I'm just saying it's interesting when you read down through this creation story how it's pretty clear that he takes the man and puts the man, and whatever that means outside of that, and the fact that this created male knows what a mother and father is.